Let's talk about something that you and I both want, but the idea of this seems to be fucking backwards nowadays. And that is, you and I both want more freedom in our lives. I think we all do. The idea of freedom being the ability to live life on our own terms, to be able to call the shots over our decisions in life, okay? And that's different to each and every one of us. It's different for you, it's different for me. For you, it could mean more peace, more security. It could mean more financial freedom, more money, time, location. But the issue is that nowadays, social media has painted this fucking picture that in order to have or be deemed as a success, in order to have freedom, you need to be living some sort of Dubai high life fucking pipe dream. You need to have a fucking Lamborghini Urus, whatever it's called. You need to be smoking cigars, wearing a fucking suit. You've got to have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. And trust me, by the way, I've been to fucking the Middle East. I've smoked cigars. They're fucking horrible. I don't know why anyone wants to do that. But anyways, you need to spend your money ridiculously. In fact, if you want to be successful and have freedom, you have to be an entrepreneur, right? That's the fucking bullshit and the backwards idea of freedom and success that's being painted on social media. And what I want to say is, freedom is subject to the individual. And if that's not what you want, if you don't want any of that shit that I just mentioned, that's okay. That's actually completely normal. What wouldn't be normal, and what I'd be more worried about, is if you did want that. Because then you'd just be following what fucking social media is telling you to do. What this tells me by you not wanting that means you're smart enough to think for yourself. And if you couldn't think for yourself, I'd be more worried. I believe that we work way too fucking hard to let social media, to let Instagram, to let fucking TikTok, to let a fucking bunch of egotistical influencers try and tell us what freedom and what success should look like. I mean, I'm just speaking on behalf of myself here, but what does success, what does freedom look like to me? It's having great health. It's being able to provide and secure my family's future. It's having access to good food, clean water, and living peaceful in the countryside. Pretty fucking simple. Doesn't sound too complicated, okay? Even in terms of the clothes that I buy, you've got all these people wearing designer brands just to prove a point. When really, I believe the reason why most people wear labels is because they're borrowing confidence from that brand. It's something that they lack inside. For me, I get most of my fucking t-shirts in Dunnes stores, right? I don't know if you know that store, but they're €4. They're great fit. I get complimented all the time because it's not about the brand. It's how you wear the brand, okay? You can't fucking patch up a lack of self-confidence with a fucking logo. People just see through that bullshit. But even beyond clothes, okay? Let's even talk about business for a second. Social media makes out that you need to be fucking Ty Lopez. You need to be fucking everywhere on Instagram. You need to be making 100 videos a week. You need to be like Gary V. Content. Let me tell you something. The fucking richest person in my phone, right? The person who makes the most money that I know doesn't even have a fucking profile picture on Instagram. They don't even have a single post. You don't need to be fucking Ty Lopez, Gary V, Grant Cardone to be successful in business. Social media has painted this fucking picture that in order to be successful in business, you gotta have your fucking Instagram here, you gotta have a blue check. You don't need any of that shit, right? My buddy sold his company for 27 million, doesn't have fucking an Instagram feed with Alex or Mosey style captions. Doesn't even fucking post on Instagram. Guy sold his company for 27 million. But again, in society's eyes, he would technically be deemed a failure because his social media isn't popping. How fucking stupid does that sound? Let's even just go beyond business for a second. Let's talk about my friends who fucking work their asses off, who are up at 6 a.m. and work till 6 p.m. to provide for their families. In my eyes, They're more of a man, they're more of a woman than fucking most people I know. And they're not successful, what? Because they're not a fucking entrepreneur? Because they work a job? Shut the fuck up. That's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard. I have some friends who don't have a business, who aren't self-employed, who make 3 to 4 times more money than some of the fucking entrepreneurs I know who are playing pretend business. And the reason why I can say that with certainty is because, number one, I can see them a mile away, because I used to be one of them, okay? And I wasted my money on fucking stupid shit, trying to prove, something to somebody else. I had fancy apartments, they never made me happy. I bought myself a nice watch, didn't make a difference in my life. In fact, I wear this Garmin watch more than I wear, hold on, let me take it out, more than I wear this watch, which cost me, I think it was 13,000. I rarely fucking wear that because this watch is actually more useful, okay? I've been to fucking Asia, I've been to the Middle East, all over Europe, America. For me, nothing fucking beats the countryside, okay? You can't buy that shit. Sometimes it's just the fucking simple things. And if I was to continue, the point I'm trying to make here, if I was to continue living the way social media defines success, the way it defines freedom, I wouldn't be fucking happy. And the big problem with society is, and with most people, and this is just my opinion, but I believe most people are fucking on autopilot going through life, and their ego is the one calling the shots. They're caught up in this social competition that they don't even realize that this isn't even what they want. They have this idea of freedom that doesn't really go beyond themselves, which is actually quite sad. That would be my worst nightmare. Basing my life around what other people have in their life, what other people are doing, what other people are going to think, that would be a fucking nightmare to me. And I've got more important things to focus on, and I bet 1,000,000% that you do too. You're not obliged, you're not obligated to fucking prove anything to anybody, okay? You've got much more important things to focus on, like securing your family's future, okay? Getting a handle on that. That's what's actually important. That's what matters. That's the fucking person who doesn't get enough credit on social media. That's what they don't talk about. And even if we flick back to before I had success in the marketing game, when I had to work 2 fucking jobs, when I done fucking pizza delivery driving just to pay the rent, just to fucking get my business off the ground, I'd knock on the doors, and if I was to let my ego get in the way, I would never made it this far. I'd knock on the door, and at the same time I'd be posting on Instagram, social media, trying to grow the business, and then I'd knock, give them their pizza, and they'd say, "Oh, you're that guy off social media, you deliver pizzas?" And I'm like, yes, I don't get fucking money handed to me. I'm sorry that I have to fucking work a second job. But if I was fucking letting my ego call the shots, if I was going based off what social media told me to go by, I would have just gave up. I wouldn't have been able to deal with it, okay? But who's more of a success? The person who never had to fucking work a day in their life, got everything handed to them, or the person who's faking it, or the person who's willing to do whatever it fucking takes to get shit done? In my opinion, it's the person who's willing to do whatever it takes. That's the success. And it all starts going downhill as soon as you start comparing yourself to others. Remember, comparison is the thief of all joy. It takes the fucking goodness out of the world. And just think about how fucking stupid this is anyways. The fact that we get 80 to 100 fucking precious years on this planet, and to think that most people are gonna fucking let social media dictate how they spend those 80 to 100 years. Oh, you know what? I'm going to buy this thing. I'm going to do this because fucking everybody on social media is doing it. Because Instagram told me I should live my life this way. This is how I'm going to fucking live. How fucking stupid does that sound? Who has the power here? Who's calling the shots? Not fucking you. What's smarter is to stay focused on yourself. Stay true to what you believe in. Keep moving towards that fucking dream in your head, regardless of what social media says. Look after your family. Keep making progress, and don't let social media dictate what the fucking idea of freedom or success that you have in your head is, okay? That's unique to you. You're not fucking nobody else. You're you. Success to you might be fucking, building a family home. It might be fucking growing a business. It might be making a certain financial figure. It might be going on X amount of holidays per year. It might be fucking raising a family. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Social media doesn't know. Only you fucking know. But the thing is, you don't have to fucking justify what you want to anybody. You don't have to fucking prove nothing to nobody, right? Neither do I. I've told you about what I wanted for me, and by the way, just before I forget this, if you want all that fucking stuff on social media, happy days. I tip my hat to you. For me, that's not what I want. For me, it's, getting my businesses. Like, one of my goals was getting my business set up in America. So that would eventually lead to a pathway to citizenship, because my end goal is to have a fucking ranch, in a state like Montana. Just fucking simple stuff like this that nobody talks about. And there's so much other stuff that if I told you about, you'd be like, geez, that guy is fucking more like me, or that guy is fucking weird as fuck. But you know what? I don't give a shit. And you shouldn't either. And I think we should normalize the less sexier things. I think we should normalize the fucking stuff that social media doesn't talk about. So, if you feel that way, if you feel like all that stuff isn't for you, that's completely normal, because I feel the exact same. And if you think this message was relevant, pound the fucking like button, share this with somebody who might want to hear it. And yeah, I just think that the world needed to hear that.